The driver of a Honda saloon car responsible for a fatal accident involving two street sweepers in Lagos has surrendered to the police. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories. At number 1, President Bola Tinubu advanced investment negotiations with the Vice President of the Islamic Development Bank, Dr. Mansur Mutar, in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. In a statement released on Tuesday, Special Advisor to the President, Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngalale, said they discussed the multi-billion-dollar infrastructure finance facility to fund diverse projects at federal and subnational levels in Nigeria. The Islamic Development Bank expressed readiness to work with Nigeria, recognizing the country's commitment to bold economic reforms. The bank also announced a $50 billion investment in the African continent, with Nigeria expected to receive a significant share. At number 2, the driver of a Honda saloon car responsible for a fatal accident involving two street sweepers in Lagos has surrendered to the police less than 24 hours after the incident. The driver, identified by the plate number EPE 984DV, struck the sweepers on Bagada Expressway while allegedly evading Lagos State Traffic Management Authority officials. The police public relations officer confirmed the surrender and stated that the driver would be charged with manslaughter, clarifying that it was an accident, not intentional murder. At number 3, the federal government is investigating the cancellation of visas for 264 passengers airlifted to Jeddah from Lagos and Kano by Saudi authorities. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is examining the situation to determine if consular or aviation rules were violated. Despite going through the advanced passenger information system during check-in, the Saudi authorities reduced the number of passengers to be returned to 177 from 264 after the Nigerian embassy's intervention. At number 4, the House of Representatives has ordered the Industrial Training Fund (ITF) to account for a 12 billion naira discrepancy in its budget as of December 31, 2022. Chairman House Committee on Finance, James Faleke, expressed concern over the failure of the management of the fund to embark on revenue generation from over 128,000 private and public quoted companies operating in Nigeria. Faleke queried the operating expenditure of 39.8 billion naira in 2022, with a total revenue of 45.1 billion by the ETF, with only 2,691 staff nationwide. Additionally, the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) was asked to address the failure of the company Z-Glasses to supply prepaid meters after receiving 39 billion naira. At number 5, the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) has refuted claims suggesting an imminent national blackout, dismissing recent allegations as false and misleading. According to Leadership News, TCN clarified that the head of public affairs did not make any statement indicating a potential nationwide blackout. The company assured the public of the reliability of the nation's power grid, stating that it remains intact and actively supplies bulk electricity to distribution load centers across the country. TCN urged responsible reporting to avoid causing panic. At number 6, the Bauchi State branch of the Nigeria Society of Engineers (NSE) has defended the Bala Mohammed administration's award of the Ningi Township 11 kilometers road at a cost of 10.3 billion naira. Critics had raised concerns about the 1 billion naira per kilometer cost, deeming it excessive for a state with a predominantly low-income population. NSE State Chairman Dr. Mohammed Hadi Ibrahim clarified that the perceived overinflation is misleading, highlighting that the road is a dual carriageway and the cost considers various factors such as terrain, soil conditions, and quality materials. At number 7, a total of 179 Nigerian students are set to pursue undergraduate degrees in Russia under the 2023/2024 Bilateral Education Agreement (BEA). At a pre-departure briefing in Abuja, Minister of Education Professor Tahir Maman encouraged the scholars to represent the country well. The selection aligns with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, focusing on supporting talented Nigerians in acquiring knowledge and skills for national development. At number 8, the murder trial of Chidinma Ojukwu, the alleged suspect in the case of Yusufo Ataga, the CEO of Super TV, was stalled as Ojukwu was absent from court. The trial, also involving her sister and another individual, was affected by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) strike, preventing the defendants from being brought to court. The defense requested a clear date for the trial, expressing dissatisfaction with its slow pace. The judge adjourned the case until December 5th and 7th, aiming to prevent disruption during the ongoing strike. Ojukwu and the co-defendants are facing charges of conspiracy, murder, and theft. At number 9, the Nigerian Private Sector Alliance, NERC, has criticized the Egyptian embassy in Abuja for denying visas to Nigerian delegates invited to the ongoing Intra-African Trade Fair. The trade fair, spanning from November 9th to November 15th, is a platform for African trade engagement. NERC expressed concern over the unjustified refusal of visas, preventing over 700 Nigerian private sector participants from attending, despite incurring significant expenses. The executive director of NERC called on the Nigerian government to intervene urgently and seek resolution with Egyptian authorities, ensuring visa issuance and reimbursements for affected delegates. Finally, at number 10, the European Union is unlikely to fulfill its commitment to deliver 1 million rounds of ammunition to Ukraine, as stated by German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius. The EU had previously agreed to supply the ammunition until March 2024 to assist Ukraine in its defense against Russia. About 300,000 shells have been delivered so far. Pistorius acknowledged the unrealistic nature of the initial goal. The proposed 20 billion euros in military aid until 2027 may encounter difficulties in receiving unanimous approval. A new proposal is anticipated in December. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.